Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make this plate for a plate carrier. Now this is a large plate because I am a larger guy, but this plate weighs roughly 10 pounds, about 1.5 inches thick. It's a thick boy. This can stop, as of right now that we know, an AK-47 round, which is pretty good in my book if you ask me. And I want to give a shout out to Eli ZNA. He made a video years ago. I'll put a link somewhere. Go check it out if you haven't already. It shows how he made his own, and he inspired me to make this years ago, and I just finally decided to do it today. So disclaimer, don't do this and then get shot, because it's your fault. I'm not responsible. So let's start this shit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to make something a little different. I'm hoping that we'll be able to create level 3 plus body armor. Now the plan is to hopefully make all this happen with very minimal items. So you are going to need some tools. You're going to need some scissors to cut the fiberglass up, or a razor blade. You might need some masonry disc on your grinder, or if you have a saw, you can use a masonry saw. You're going to need some sheets of plywood, preferably thin stuff to make the molds, nothing too crazy. This is stainless. Now I got lucky one day. I was driving around the neighborhood and somebody threw away this piece of stainless. Now it used to belong, what I'm assuming to, is an 18-wheeler. It was a bumper that was pretty severely damaged, but there were some few salvageable parts. As you can see here, this is some pretty crazy stuff. Now this stainless measures 0.125, so that's 1/8 inch. And for my friends across the pond or anywhere else, 3.3 mils. So this stuff is actually pretty dang hard to cut. It's pretty dang cool to work with. I've actually made a few knives. If you guys are interested in that, I'll make a short. Just let me know in the comments. But this is going to be our showstopper, I think. Alright, and here are our measurements. We're doing an 11-inch base from here to here. We're going from 10 inches and 3/4 from here to here. 5 3/4 from here to here. And then you just connect the dots from there to there. Easy peasy. Alright, the plate has been cut up, has been grinded, so fiberglass adhesion can stick. The vertical it's on point, but my angles change slightly different and it's slightly wider, which is fine. For this purpose and it's being tested, I didn't really care. It was exact. It was just easier to cut it 1, 2, 3, 4 times instead of, more. So this is where we're gonna base all our stuff off, this piece of stainless right here. Okay, so next up for preparation is these hexagon tiles. As you can see, there are gaps in this, which we're gonna go ahead and remove this backing just to close that in. And regardless of how we do this, I'm going to try to place these in a way that resolves in minimal cutting, for like this example. So I'm going to play around with this for a minute and show you what we got. And here's all the ceramic tiles cut. Alright, for cutting the fiberglass, there's a bunch of ways you could do it. I'm sure you could do it with scissors, that would be fine. I'm going to use a razor blade. So we're using the stainless steel template as a cutting edge. You can just slice right through this stuff. Pretty easy. It's like the cleanest way to do this. That's what we're left with right here. Not too shabby, right? So those two are good. These 4. Perfect. So we're going to continue this process all the way down this strip, and everything else is pretty much unsalvageable. I'm sure you could stretch out maybe 1 or 2 more sheets if you spread this thing out all the way if you really wanted to, but I think we'll be good. Okay, here's what we're working with so far. So here's our fiberglass all cut up into pieces. This pushed down together roughly measures about 3/4 of an inch if anyone's wondering. And we have 30 sheets of fiberglass. I'm sure we could have gotten, like I said, 1 or 2 more if we would have cut everything more evenly. Maybe even if we adjusted our plate here to be more of a narrower size. I've noticed that when adjusting and playing with the tiles would have been a lot more beneficial. I would have used a little less tiles too, but I am a bigger guy, so I wanted to build something kind of to fit me, right? So if you look, I mean, this covers pretty much, I'm assuming what I would like it to cover, you know. But like I said, heavy set guy. If you're a smaller guy, I'm sure you can make the adjustment. Okay, so over here we have our cut up tiles. I'm sure all you masonry people or people who do renovations are gonna give me shit about this, but you know what? It's gonna get shot up anyway, so I don't care. This is the general idea of how this is gonna play out. I have these sitting here as my, what I call them, my edgers. That way, when everything's all said and done, and I'm putting the tiles in, I could start from the top to bottom, bottom to top, however I choose to do it. So that's gonna just sit off to the side here. So for now, while this is still in this moldable state, where we still have an opportunity to make changes, we're going to run some tests ourselves, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and design a smaller version of this. Let's just say something 4x4 or 6x6, honestly, depending on whatever size of stainless steel scraps that I have that are laying around. All right, so I think for testing purposes, this was extremely annoying to do. I mean, this was hard over here too, but this was just more annoying doing it all over again. But I think for testing purposes, we're gonna just see where this puts us at. And from there, I think it'll determine whether we double up the ceramic or not, just to save on, you know, costs and stuff, you know, and try to save some money while doing this, right? So here's the theory. When this is soaked in resin, right, and you compact it nice and tight, these essentially harden up really hard and will slow down a bullet from coming in, right? This stainless will be a very good stopper for any bullets coming in hitting it, right? I think I've shot this before. 22 doesn't go through it. I think a 9mm barely goes through it. I think it depends what kind you shoot and out of what gun. Stainless steel is really tough stuff. I think actually, if I remember correctly, 9mm does not go through this. 45mm does. So that'll be a serious benefit to the whole deal. And the whole idea with ceramic is ceramic is hard enough that it helps break the bullet apart. So I think the best course of action here is we're gonna double up 20 layers in the back, like so. And this will basically catch the remainder of the things. And then we're gonna do a plate, right? 20 layers on top of 20 layers. Then I'm thinking maybe somewhere around 5. Let's just say 5. Then we can do the ceramic on top of that. And then we'll do the remainder 5 on top of that. And I don't know why, but I just feel like having ceramic cushioned a little bit will help the ceramic work instead of having it directly on the stainless. I mean, I don't know. I guess put in the comments what you guys think is best. This is something that really interests everybody. I'll make some more.
Instead of loving her, to me, to me, to me, instead of loving her, to me, to me, to me, another story. Instead of loving her.
Not gonna lie, I could not cut this that well. All right, so we have here our first cut. Here we cut into some stainless, as you saw. There's a little bit of air gap right there, but that's just because where the sheet ends, and that's fine. If I was really trying to cut this nice and true, I would probably spend some more time on this, but since I'm not going to be keeping this piece, it is what it is. On the back side here, actually let me wet this a little bit. You can see probably a little better. Here we go, wet side. We got all our layers of fiberglass, stainless, ceramics in there somewhere, right? This thing seems legit. There she is, shoved into the dirt right there. We're gonna be shooting at a slight angle, just in case it does ricochet. There's no one else here, so we should be good to go. So we're gonna start off pretty strong. We're gonna start off with the AK-49, which is a 7.62 by 39 steel cores, or not steel cores, not steel cores. Metal jacket is what I meant. This is a AK variant, which is the RAS-47. Pretty cool gun. I actually haven't shot this gun since I made these modifications to it, because I did this right before COVID hit, so I don't even know what the gun shoots like anymore. So probably gonna shoot off a few test rounds and then we're gonna fire it. Of course the red dot died. Like I said, I haven't used this gun in a very long time. I'm gonna shoot just a little off target. Not too bad. Alright. See if we can hit it. Missed. Missed. That might have been a hit. Let's go look. I missed. Woo! That was a hit. Broke it apart though. This is interesting, guys. It definitely hit, but man, it blew it apart. Oh shoot, look at that. All right, definitely shattered the ceramic and went through. And it dented the plate but did not go through? What? That is crazy. Holy crap. We're onto something here. That's amazing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm genuinely impressed how basically this much was able to stop the AK, and then stopping it here, obviously. So, like we said, no penetration. Still got a lot to go. The bullet looks like it might have exited upwards, which is probably that sound we heard. Let's see. I'll do a little bit of digging, see if I can find it, if it's in here. But if not, it definitely just shot out this way or something. But I mean, look at this, guys. We still have all this to go, and that's just amazing how this really worked. Looks like it's shattered all around here. So we're gonna tape this puppy back up and try to shoot this corner. For the next round, we're gonna put a 6.5 Creedmoor. That hit it, yeah, okay. Well, guys, stops the AK, but when it comes to the 6.5 Creedmoor, didn't do it. So we hit here, very small entry hole. Went straight through. There's the AK. It might have had damaged ceramic. I don't really know. Then we have the stainless plate straight through. And here we have the rest. I'd say that went through, which really sucks. Alright fellas, here we are back at the shop where today our plate will take its creation. So because of the range events, we're going to do double ceramic like I said before. And well, I'm not going to do all the corner pieces for the second layer because I think if you're going anything bigger than an AK, you might be in some bigger trouble anyways. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We're gonna go ahead and also double glove. So let's get this shit show on the road. Here we are, we're back at the panel. We had to stop because of the mold we made. We had some overlapping corners here and here, which did not allow the stainless steel plate to go in, but which was fine. This thing was getting really hot. I was having a very pretty good exothermic reaction, so we're gonna trim this puppy up and start all over. Or not all over, but we're gonna start anew. Woo! She's looking mighty fine if you ask me. Alright, nice. So we're gonna probably try the bandsaw or chop saw, maybe. I gotta see what works better. We're just gonna cut this bad boy up. Alright, she is cleaned up a little bit. Combination of the bandsaw worked best, and grinder made a lot of dust though. Just FYI, probably do that outside. Fits in there, it's flush. Now reminder, it might look a little uneven. That's okay. We're trying to mimic this plate mostly, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. So now we're gonna just drop some resin in this plate. On this lower fiberglass panel to try to even it out, get rid of some of this wobble, and just continue the process. So my camera died last second, so this is what we're looking at here. Gonna go ahead and kind of pat this down and put some wax paper over it with the weights, cement bags, and we're gonna let this baby harden. Hopefully she looks good by tomorrow. All right, not gonna lie, I already peeked. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Here we are. Boom, big reveal. This is looking pretty cool. I think that protects pretty damn good if you ask me. So, there are some issues with this plate. Let me show you. So obviously it's nothing we can't handle here, but when we laid our stainless plate in here, there was too much of air gaps. So unfortunately, that's not as bad because we're just gonna fill this in with resin where we have our gaps. We're probably gonna clean this up a little bit just so we can have a pretty decent pour down. This sealed up pretty good over here. on this end actually, so that's really good. This end also not too shabby. So we're gonna do a slight cleanup job here and get it going. We're gonna sand. Well, actually, first we're just gonna do the resin and then let that cure overnight. Again, we'll come back to it, put it on another time lapse where I'm sanding the whole thing, making it pretty, and then we'll do the final layer of resin. Necessary. The cheap stuff.